Okay, let's get started. So this build is mainly for players that are so either new to the game, or if you want to try and get for the Spirit Slayer first time on the Magplar. Hey guys, it's Tydas. I make ESO theory content and put them to practice, so make sure you subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell for the latest video. Okay, so race, I'm a Dark Elf. Mundus, the lover, is really important to get your spell penetration up for solo contents. Food or drink, Witch Mothers. Now you can actually use different ones, so you can use either the Tri-Stat if you struggling with a bit more health, or you need more stamina for interrupt. Otherwise, Witch Mothers be fine, or the gold food. Gear, so you got mechanical QT, so this is a pretty easy access for a lot of players, so just get someone to craft it precise. Also flame damage glyph. Back bar, Vateshran. You can go for the standard one, the non-perfected, that'd be completely fine. Weapon damage enchant, so that's fine on there. Next one is with the mechanical QT is False God. Now you can use you could use something else compared to False God. You could use Julian's, for example, if you want to full craft it, or you could just get join normal Sunspire to get False God. The perfected is not going to really make much difference. Then you got one piece dummy house on the shoulder heavy, so you can see there. False God in the body, you want that active at all times just because of the skill on the back bar. Jewelry, 1 infuse for the initial damage, or 2 bloodthirsty for the bosses, and we've got Pale Order as well. Skills, nice and easy. So Solar Barrage, so this, the more dots you have laid down, the more the Pale Order will heal you for. So you want as many as that as you can. So you got Solar Barrage. It does 2 things. One, it does an AoE around you. It's good against trash packs when you get overwhelmed, and also the final boss. And it also gives you Empower for the duration of 10 seconds, giving you light attack, so make sure you keep your light attack up. Next one's Power of the Light. You can use the other morph. Now I personally like using this one just because of the other part of the skill, which is reduced resistance. So that will stack up with the Ellie Drain. So and then you get more damage overall, and with light armor passive and the lover, you'll get a lot more damage. If you're struggling with a bit of healing, then you can use the other morph. Puncture and Sweep. So you get you slow the enemy down, so it's easy to kite, and also you heal for every 40% of the damage you do. So you can see there. Radiant Oppression, this is your execute, so this does a big damage when it comes to the bosses. Just make sure that you don't get too obsessed with trying to execute the boss. Make sure that you have your dots up. So if your dots fall off, make sure you put it back up and then carry on execute, so your Pale Order will still heal you up. Next skill is Radiant Ward. So this is your flex spot. Now I personally tried using Living Dark and this one, and this is overall better. 1, because it does the damage, and 2, it also gives the shield becomes stronger the more enemies are hit. So really good if you're being overwhelmed. The front one, I got Crescent Sweep. So you could use Meteor for a front buff or passive if you want, but I like to just keep the damage up, so you get the initial damage and then you get the damage over time afterwards, and then you get 60% more damage with enemies in front of you. Back bar, Mystic Orb, really important to get this up. It's one of the strongest AoE skills in the game, so make sure you have that. Blazing Spear, this one will after the AoE damage, and also procs your passives. So it's this one here. When you deal damage, ability 4 times in rapid succession, you deal additional damage to your target, whichever is higher. So that's why you want that for. So by just activating that, will keep your damage up. And then when you put puncturing sweep as well, so that means that you reach that a lot faster, and it'll keep it up a lot longer. Unstable, as you can see with using lightning. Elemental drain, this is part of the setup, so for Magicka sustain and also for the Vateshran. Channeled acceleration increases your crit damage. Because we're using the lava, try and keep this up as much as you can so you can get the extra crit damage. And it's good for the sprinting when you're going between the bosses. Then you got elemental rage on there. So champion points, I made a pretty balanced one. You can use a Vateshran, a specific one, but for me I just put this one from what I've experimented on. 66 health born, 49 elemental expert, 5 spell erosion, staff expert, 14 master arm, 61, and then this will boost all your dots, thaumaturge and piercing for the exploiter passive for the off balance extra passive, no extra damage. So how the combo works is make sure that you're pre-buffed up. So you blockade, orb, LA drain, and then spear bar swap. So just really make sure that you bar swap that spear, because that spear is a long animation and you can't cancel it until it's completed. The only other way is to bar swap it. So blockade, orb, LA drain, spear. Then what I'll do then is I put blazing, barrage, this, and then by doing all that straight away, the ads will have low health, and then just keep jabbing until it explodes, and then blazing spear into barrage bar swap, and then the same thing again. So you can see there, blazing spear, barrage, power of light, and just keep jabbing until it explodes. Now when it comes to power of the light, just be really careful, especially if there's other mechanics when you have to either block, roll dodge, or interrupt, because power of the light will drain your stamina, and as you can see there, by just casting 2, you're already at 63%, and then 2 roll dodge. So especially against the Minotaur boss, just be careful with that. So when it comes to the boss or gatekeepers, you would use elemental rage, and then once the elemental rage is gone, you then use crescent sweep for the remainder of the fight. On the last boss, you probably want to use elemental rage for the when you get overwhelmed, so try and save that as much as you can. In the first before the first portal, you can afford to cast crescent sweep first, after elemental rage, and then after coming out of portal, save it. Okay, if you have any questions, just leave a comment down below, and I hope you guys find the video useful, and if you enjoy the content I create, subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.